Look closely at this photograph. It appeared on an investigator's smartphone, showing a man with his eyes completely blacked out. The building in the background is Kali Kothi, a ruin in Rajasthan that was completely demolished 3 years ago. Despite the physical site being gone, new photographic evidence like this continues to manifest directly on the investigator's personal devices. This behavior suggests we are dealing with a parasitic system rather than a traditional haunting. The curse isn't tied to the stone and mortar. It is designed to migrate to a new host when its original hardware is destroyed. Entering a site like this isn't an act of discovery. It is the activation of a dormant system. To understand the design of this system, we have to look back 150 years to the village of Rottingar. Thakur Virender Singh, a local leader gripped by a terminal paranoia of death, built the isolated Kali Kothi on the crest of these dunes. Records describe an occult event on the new moon, a blood pact ending with a burst of red light from the hilltop. The next morning, the mansion was empty. The Thakur, his servants, and dozens of missing villagers had simply vanished. The mansion sat on the hill for a century as a completed machine, waiting in standby mode for its next input. When an investigator approached the ruins in 2023, the environment shifted immediately. The temperature dropped 20 degrees at the perimeter, and the desert wildlife went completely silent. Inside, a thick layer of dust from the 19th century covered the floors. Cutting through that dust was a single trail of fresh footprints, leading straight into the heart of the house. This symbol was found freshly painted on the door of room 13. In tantric geometry, these specific angles create a containment loop. It isn't designed to keep people out. It is designed to keep something from leaving. The Kothi's internal security protocols were now fully initialized. The architecture was actively processing the investigator as its new subject. Inside room 13, the investigator found a pristine, dust-free chair surrounded by a gallery of photographs. Every face in these photos belonged to a villager who had disappeared over the last 150 years. The ritual treats human life as metabolic energy. To sustain the Taker's consciousness, the system converted trapped souls into a supernatural battery. While standing in the room, the investigator's image appeared in the gallery, labeled Next Resident. A new node snapped onto the network. The system's physical anchor sat in the basement, the Mritu Vijay Tantra, a book bound in human skin, resting on a bone altar. This book functioned as the hard drive for the entire spell. Destroying it offered the only possibility of severing the battery circuit. Following the logic of local folklore, the investigator ignited the skin-bound book to end the ritual where it began. The physical manifestation of the Thakur turned to ash instantly. The trapped souls dispersed as light, and the heavy stone architecture of the Kothi caved in, burying the basement in rubble. The hilltop was reduced to harmless debris. The string of disappearances in Rottingar ended that night. Burning the book effectively destroyed the physical cage, but it simultaneously released the occult energy into the environment. When the investigator reviewed his 2023 video footage of the collapse, he found a frame that shouldn't exist. It shows his own silhouette standing in an upper floor window while he was supposed to be outside. The original pact was made with darkness itself. Without a physical mansion to inhabit, the entity required a viable vessel to avoid being eradicated. The investigator now receives regular photographs of himself with black eyes. His own body and digital footprint have become the new host for the Kothi's architecture. Observation in these rituals is a form of participation. By documenting the symbols and burning the anchor, the investigator unwittingly finalized the transfer, turning himself into the curse's new home.